It's time for another adventure with HiddenIncatours.com in Egypt. And these will be more ancient artifacts that Egyptologists simply do not understand. Starting off in the Cairo Museum. This artifact, we don't know what the Egyptians, dynastic people, used it for, but it's made out of quartzite, which is 7 out of 10 hardness, with diamond being 10. The dynastic people could not have made it, but they used it. And also in the Cairo Museum is this unfinished giant box, which some would call a sarcophagus, but its original function is unknown. Now you can see the surface is rough, and that's because it was never completed. And the reason why it was never completed is seen here. You see almost like a laser-etched line, and then the lid of the box was snapped off by the saws that were cutting and went off course. And now we're at Aswan, and these are called the tombs of the nobles, utilized by the dynastic Egyptians, but not constructed by them because, again, this outcrop is quartzite, very, very hard, much harder than the bronze tools of the dynastic people. And this is a sandstone quarry located on the Nile. This was created by the dynastic people, possibly as tombs. And now we're at Abydos, and this is a dynastic construction where on purpose they made these interesting slots to allow the sunlight to penetrate the interior very efficiently. But also at Abydos we have this, which is called the Osirion. Again, it was not created by the dynastic people, but whoever built it in the far distant past did so underground. The vertical columns are made of granite, likely from Aswan, and the stones in behind the lower wall, that again is quartzite. And now we're on the Giza Plateau, and this is the upper level of what is called the Osiris shaft that has only been open to the public for about 2 years. It takes special permission and payment to get access to this. And it consists of 3 levels. Where we're at now is the first level down, which is 30 feet underground, and then looking down to the second level, which is another 100 feet, carved into the limestone bedrock. And here, we're at the surreal location called Tanis, which is in the Nile Delta. And this area is almost completely devoid of life. The soil has the consistency of flour and seems to be a location where an ancient cataclysm occurred, vaporizing all life forms in the area and again turning the soil into a flour consistency. This area here was reconstructed by the dynastic Egyptians from the megalithic stone blocks, which are multiples that the dynastic people found in the area. And now we're at Saqqara. This little temple is not one that most people visit, but it's intriguing because, again, it has an underground aspect to it. And here we go, underground into the limestone bedrock, and at the far end of this construction there is a limestone tomb carved again into the bedrock. So we'll be returning in April 2019 to look at this and much, much more. Unfortunately, that tour is sold out. And also at Saqqara, we have the giant boxes in the underground tunnel system of the Serapeum. Most of them were finished, but this lid was never completed. And here, as we walk through the tunnel system, we see quite a large granite box, finally finished, completed in its niche. There are 25 other boxes located in the Serapeum as well. And finally, a quick journey to the Sphinx on the Giza Plateau. And what's intriguing here is that underneath these planks, I've been told, is the location of the entrance to the tunnel system underneath the Giza Plateau, and in fact under the Sphinx. And as most of you probably know, the vertical weathering that you can see here is the result of rainfall. And so 200 geologists have stated quite emphatically that that means that the Sphinx was originally carved in its enclosure at least 10,000 years ago. So this little film or video is just giving you simple examples of ancient artifacts that Egyptologists do not understand fully. And you can learn more about these places that you've seen in this video in my new book, Lost Ancient Technology of Egypt Part 2, at Amazon.com in ebook and paperback format.